Bottom of his shoe.
You're looking at the bottom of the shoe?
Yeah. See, if you're like, you can see the bottom of his shoe.
Almar and his
Space-
sick kicks.
spacesuit. Yeah.
Judy is over here testing controllers and games. What's the most fun game you've played so far? Is it Pikmin?
Smash.
Smash? That's fair. It's always a good one to test controllers. Got all this cool stuff from Japan. Just a little overview here. We got another one of these Saturn flight sticks, and then this is a Neo Geo CD Controller Pro. And then look at all these really cool Famicom games. Alright, we got some absolute bangers here, starting off with Mega Man 5. Working around Adventure Island 2, which is a cool one, and look at all of these super fantastic Super Nintendo games. Lots of super awesome stuff we don't get in all the time. Some of them are fairly common, but we got a lot of classics. Kirby's Dream Course is one that we don't get super often. I actually bought the last copy that came through the store because it's one of the last Kirby games I need. But it's like golf. Definitely check it out. It's really cute.
Okay, so I'm doing an experience share. I'm playing a lot of games this year, and this one just so happened to be kind of on a whim. The game is called Raging Loop. Hopefully Brittany shows a picture somewhere here. It's a visual novel, so it's very similar in the style of, if you guys are familiar with the game 999, 9 people, 9 hours, 9 doors, or 9 persons, excuse me. So it's very similar to that. So the premise of the game, just trying to recall it off the top of my head, is essentially a game of werewolf. If you guys have ever played the game of werewolf, you pretty much are sitting in a group of people. There's a collective amount of wolves, and the wolves have to kill people each night. And certain people have certain rules to figure out who the wolves are. So some people will figure out, oh, if this person died, they can figure out whether that person was a wolf. Or if they, when they wake up the next morning, they can figure out, oh, if this person was a wolf or something. Essentially, it's all this. So it's like a 20-30 hour visual novel. I liked it, and there were some things I didn't like. So I think in terms of visual novels I played, it's okay. There's just some things that I think it kind of suffers from, and some things I just personally don't like. So going into it, I hate when games give you the illusion that you have the choice. So in 999, or the sequel to 999, which is Virtue's Last Reward, which I played last year, there's so many choices in that game. And you can play through pretty much each and every one. Now, every choice is maybe not a crucial choice, but you have the choice to pretty much choose it, whether whether you've gotten to that point or not. Raging Loop does not do that. They pretty much, it's very straightforward. They act like you have a choice, but in actuality, they pretty much lock you into a choice up until you get to a certain part of the game in which you unlock these set of keys. You obtain these keys by completing these routes, and you'll unlock, just trying to recollect this, you'll unlock these routes by collecting the keys, and it'll pretty much progress the game even further. Now, I don't know, there's a lot that I can unpack here because it's it is kind of a dense game. I think what makes a game stand out, and this is what I like about the game, is the interactions when, like I said, since it's very similar to Werewolf, the people will have to sit around it kind of in a circle to discuss who to hang to kind of kill off a wolf. The writing for those sections of the game are probably some of the best heights of that game. Like the writing and the dialogue between characters is actually really well done. I just think the way things turned out, some of the characters are not really as interesting, and they kind of get left in the dust, which is actually why I kind of prefer 999, because every character is so integral to the part of the story. But Raging Loop is just kind of like, just has a lot of issues. The character, like, there's some dialogue too kind of just like throws me off as well. Some of the things that people that gets revealed later on, especially about some certain characters, was kind of very obvious to me personally, so maybe that was something that I didn't really like about it. But it was like some of the things were just like dead giveaways to me.
You're too big brain.
Maybe. No, I would say even like for the average person, I think just if you've ever gone and played a mystery game, there are certain giveaways that you're like, that just doesn't make sense, or like this person's too quiet, or you know, this person acts like he's too dumb, but he's actually not. To me, Raging Loop is, I think you should give Raging Loop a try if you're a big fan of the visual novel series and you like and if you like deduction, like werewolf type games, like you pick out people, you know, since it's pretty much just a glorified game of werewolf. Now, I don't feel like I wasted my time because I was kind of very intrigued in that it's very similar. What I was hearing was very similar to 999, and that got me kind of hooked because I'm a really big fan of that game. Overall, I had an okay time with the game. So yeah, so this is my conclusion of Raging Loop.
Doing a trade, bunch of PS2 games.
Anything cool?
Mostly common stuff. It's not ours yet, but you know.
What do we
Grand
got?
Theft Autos, Jack and Daxter's, those are probably the coolest things. Ratchet and Clank.
What about that Armored Core?
Oh yeah, that's in there. There's an Armored Core 2.
There's a
that is-
Battlefront 2 on the floor.
Yeah, it's missing the game though.
Where'd you put it? There's also some cool GameCube stuff, both loose and complete in there.
Yeah, some decent stuff. Nothing
There's
too
some
crazy.
there's some Pokemons.
Yeah, the best stuff is the Game Boy Color games.
We have some crazy trades. We got these art books, Guilty Gear, Street Fighter, and this is a animator here, Tetsuya Nishio. These are some of the stuff he's working on. I recognize Ghost in the Shell and Naruto. And then we got GameCube. We got Billy Hatcher. There's an Xbox game snuck in there. There's a few of them in here. Some Metroid, Pikmin. We got all these really cool N64. We got Silicon Valley, which we don't get too often. Mario Party, Diddy Kong, Banjo, Super Mario, RPG. A ton of Pokemon games. These are all going to go super fast. So by the time the video is up, these will likely not be here. But it's cool to see so many in one spot. And here's the rest. So, lots of cool stuff. We also got these PS1 games. We got some Final Fantasy and Mega Man. And then we got this Final Fantasy 7. It looks like the label's kind of bent in place. Got some Wii. Good stuff. Best Wii game of all time. And then, up here, we got some Vita, some Super Nintendo, some PSP. I don't see this game too often. Got Jet Set, Curse of the Moon, Dragon Guard, God of War. Lots of good stuff. Gravity Rush, Transformers, Rez, Grandia, Panzer Dragoon Orta, a boxed Nintendo Pokemon Light, and this cool collector's edition. So, Judy, what did you get?
I got Pacific Drive.
Ooh.
My counter pick, which might have been a tragic decision for our, what is it called? Fantasy game draft. Ankit picked this game, and knowing nothing about it, I counterpicked it. It was a revenge counterpick because he also picked, he drafted Princess Peach Showtime, which I failed to draft. It was really my mistake. But anyway, okay, Gran Turismo 7, because I picked up a PSVR 2 from the shop a couple weeks ago. And Marvel says that this game is amazing in VR. And also, I just happened to see this today in the back. And I really love music programs. And so does Ankit. And not only that, it has like a visualizer. And you can make visuals, and it supports multi-tap up to 8 players, so you can jam with your, actually I shouldn't say, you can hang with your crew and party up a sonic storm in 8-buddy jam mode.
Wow.
So I'm really excited. I'll do a report back on this.
All right, sounds good. Maybe an experience share. All right, bye, Judy.
Okay, so I ordered a couple of games from Doublejump Videogames. They were a big influence on me opening the store to begin with because I watched Cooper and Abby, when they first opened the store, they would do videos and everything. And I watched from the first day that he opened his shop all the way up until now. It's been really cool people. If you're not following them on YouTube, you should go ahead and do it. We'll put a link down to their channel in the description. I am trying to collect some CIB Nintendo 64 games, just kind of the ones I have a particular interest in. I'm not trying to go for a full library or anything crazy like that. So there's not like a ton I'm trying to get, but there are some. And they had a couple that were harder to find, even loose. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and buy these CIB. One of them was marked as poor condition CIB online, and the other one was marked as good. But this is like Doublejump, this is their little mascot. They have their own tape. I'm gonna go ahead and open this. Do a little unboxing. These are for me personally. Let's see what they look like. One was poor, one was good. Let's see here. All right. So let's do the poor condition first. This one's the one that was marked as poor. So they did a nice job packing it with lots of bubble wrap. Very cool. It did look like when I saw it on the video that there was like some tears on it or something at one point. They put it in a nice little so it's Rocket Robot on wheels, but they put it in a nice little protective case as well. So you can see it looks really good, mostly from the front. There's a little bit of something there, but I mean, again, they grade very conservatively. Like this side here is a little crushed. Well, there's the price. I don't even remember if that's what I paid. I think it may have been less than that. Nope, it was that. So back looks really good. There's the tear that I had seen from the video that they had shown, but I just kind of caught a glimpse of that. Mostly I bought these sight unseen. Let's just see here inside. This looks really good. I mean, for being marked poor so far, I'm super happy with it. The card itself is in really good shape. There's like a little bit of maybe some scratches on it, but it's not bad. And then we got the manual. The manual looks really good too. It's not perfect, but far from poor, I'd say. Space Station Silicon Valley. If you don't know about this, this was made by Rockstar. I think before they were really even going by Rockstar. You jump into a bunch of little different animals and you like control them, move them around and stuff. And apparently they used a lot of the programming, the coding from this game of jumping in and out of different animals. They reused that code for Grand Theft Auto 3 for getting in and out of the cars. So that's pretty cool. But this was Rockstar before Grand Theft Auto 3, before they were like this company that everybody knew. And holy crap, man. So far, this is an amazing shape. There's the cart. They just went by Take-Two. Real cool. This is in really great shape. Even put the manual in a little baggie. The manual looks amazing. I mean, this is... I doubt I'll ever upgrade this, but this is a darn near immaculate copy. I paid $140 for that, and $200 for Rocket Robot on Wheels. Alright. I'll talk to y'all later.
Got a bunch of good stuff here. I think these are recorded last trade, so I'm gonna go over to these, but we got these Rurouni Kenshin games, Sonic Origins, Spider-Man, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man Morales. This guy, this is quite rare. The PS5 version of this is just very uncommon. It's got the Yuffie DLC on the disc, Dragon Guard 3, Turtles Cowabunga, Grandia 3, Transformers the game, Deadpool, Super Mario Sunshine, Dragon's Dogma, Fallout New Vegas, Simpsons game. Then we got these awesome Dragon Ball Z games. Infinite World's a really cool one. We don't get it too often. Teen Titans, Pikmin, Resident Evil, Twin Snakes, Harvest Moon, Super Smash Bros, F-Zero GX, and then this beauty. This is a Gameboy Light Tezuka Osamu World Shop Limited Edition. For those who don't know, the Light never came out here in the States. This is a Japanese only console, and if you can kind of see, I'm trying to get the light to turn on for you guys. Might not show up just because the light, overhead light's very bright, but it's got like a bluish light. You guys would be able to see it in person, but it's cool. There's no game in there, and it's got some classic characters on here, Astro Boy and Kimba. But yeah, very cool stuff. So somebody may be trading this in, but I thought this would be kind of cool to show. This is a kid space front of a kiosk. A CRT would have sat behind here, and I know at my dentist's office as a kid, there was one of these, and basically you could reset it and turn it off there, and that would turn off your whole console. And then the games would obviously play here, and then you could play 2-player. My dentist had, I think, a Super Nintendo one, some other ones, but it's kind of cool. This is, I believe, the same company did the ones at McDonald's, except the McDonald's ones have the characters on them. I'll put that somewhere on screen to kind of show you, but thought this was kind of neat.